Hello everybody, it's been a while since I uploaded a video. Today I'm going to start getting caught up on some of these projects. Behind me, I got what I'm calling the accidental Armada. Now how I acquired this Armada is an interesting story, and I plan on sharing that with you today. And then I'm going to tear the front end off of this thing and see how bad the damage is, see if we can get this thing back on the road. Well first, let's get that intro out of the way. So, I just told you I'm calling this thing the accidental Armada. Now, obviously, she's been in an accident. So, that's the first part. The funny part of it is that I kind of accidentally bought it. So, I had been in search for a donor, a VK swap donor, for that bad boy right there. I really want to VK swap that thing. So, I went over to Copart and got me a membership because it's a lot cheaper to buy a whole donor truck that's been wrecked, pull what you need to off of it, than it is to try to piece by piece from wrecking yards. So then I found this gem right here. As you can see, we got a little front end collision. It said runs and drives in the anybody that's been to Copart, you know what I'm talking about. It'll tell you whether it runs or not. It said it run and drive, and I put a $1,200 max bid on it, thinking because VK engines go for around $1,200 for just the engine from a wrecking yard. So if I can get a whole donor, I'd be good for $1,200. But then I was thinking, there's no way that this truck's gonna go for $1,200. It'll go for much higher than that. And then I kind of wrote it off. So then the day comes, I'm watching the live auction, thinking I'm not gonna get this thing. And I was looking through the other ones. If you've ever seen a live auction for Copart, go check it out if you like buying junk stuff to fix up or to get parts from. It's going through, and I was at work, so I was kind of doing my job and looking at this to the side there. Got called away from it, couldn't look at it. Come back, it said, you won this lot. So then I had them deliver it here, and I get to looking at it, and then the wife and the kids looked at it, and they're saying, no, this thing's in too good a shape to be parting it out and pulling the drivetrain out of it. Come here and take a look at this. Take a look at this interior. I got some gloves I stuck in there. But you got a little rip on the seat right here, but look at the rest of it. Look, Titans and Armadas are known for that trim piece right there being broken. It's not even broken. Look at this. And look at the back. Whoever had this truck took care of it. There's not even hardly any behind wear on this thing. You know, somebody's behind rubbing on it. It looks brand new. The back seats look like nobody ever sat in it. It's folded down, but just trust me. And something else I want you to take note of is it was a front end collision, but look right here. Notice, I have no airbag popped out, nothing. This is should be a pretty easy project to get going. I don't have to buy any airbags or anything. But look, here's the best part. Listen to this thing. Go ahead and start it, Ben.
Bruh.
Well, the battery's dead. Give us a second, I'm gonna get that thing charged up. But you can see, I mean, I've had this thing for over a year, and it's still got the Copart numbers and stuff like this on it. I hadn't even cleaned it off.
You're a slacker.
All right, let's get the old redneck jump box out over here. See what I can do with this.
Yeah, what the dog doing?
All right, Ben, hit it. Ooh, you hear that? Y'all take a look at this thing. I mean, you can't tell it, but I'm telling you, there's cold air coming out of there. Now, how many vehicles you know that got totaled from a front end collision and the air conditioner still works on it? See, we got some front end issues, it would appear. Why these tires are shipped up. But overall, walking around, this thing looks pretty dang good. It's really not beat up bad at all. It's got a healthy sounding engine. While I'm sitting here and letting it run for a minute, I want everybody to take note. The air conditioning's on, and there's a fan that's right behind the main part of the crunch here, and it's blowing. That's unbelievable. It's for the air conditioning condenser fan. Well, I guess now let's start tearing the front end off of this thing. Get in there and see some things now. See a little bit of frame and crossmember damage. Looks like our core support is whacked. That might pop back, I'm not sure. Some bent stuff in there. Now I need to get that bumper off, but my plan is to reuse these ends because they're the right color and they don't look like they have any damage. You know, most of the damage is just right here in the middle. So I got to looking at it, it would appear I was going to start taking these bolts loose. But it would appear, if I come back here, and take those two bolts loose, and there's two bolts back in there. If I take them loose, I think that whole bracket, the whole bumper will just take right off. On. Yep, this is bad. It works, but it's crunchy. If I can even get it out. There it is. Well, so when I was getting that bumper off, I did have to take them loose up here. This bracket, for some reason, this bolt here, the nut on the back side is spinning, so I'm going to get a pry bar on that and coax that thing off of there and find out why it's doing that. Looking at it, kind of makes sense why they totaled it at this point. They're probably considering this frame damage, which I mean it is, but I'm really not that concerned with that. I have my ways of fixing that. It's not that big a deal. You can see right here, the core support it's like composite, made out of some kind of like plastic composite stuff. It's damaged. And I bet that's why, I bet that sensor took a whack. That may have been why the airbags didn't go off. Or maybe it was already having an issue. See, the condenser took a kind of a whack. It's got a little bend in it. But I'm not so sure I'm gonna mess with it. That might just be what it's gonna be. It's very obviously holding Freon. I do have a tiny leak at the radiator up here. And I don't know if that was just, it was just time to go, or if that was, happened to be part of the accident. It tweaked it a little bit. So, in addition to hood and bumper and grill, it would appear I'm going to have to get a wrecking yard core support, and I'll probably order a new radiator. When I got that piece off, you can see, I noticed, you can see it right there. The little peg that comes off the bottom of the radiator, it's broke off. And then up underneath, I'm surprised that radiator didn't just bust out the bottom. I guess it's pretty tough. Also, when I get ready to take all this apart, these are your transmission lines where they come out and they go into the radiator. And then on this side, I'm going to use this opportunity to bypass the whole cooler in here, because that was a problem on these sons. Well, that's about all I'm going to get into today. Number one, I'm tired of sweating. Number two, looks like I'm about to get wet because of the weather. And number three, I got to go get some parts. So next time you see me working on this thing, We're going to be installing a core support. We're going to be installing a radiator. We're going to be doing some DIY frame repair and getting this thing ready for a new bumper or a wrecking yard bumper and other things. And I got my eyes on a Titan Pro 4X in the wrecking yard. If it's still there, I plan on putting the skid plate and all that stuff off of it. Now going forward, the plan for this vehicle is that obviously I'm going to fix all the collision damage. I want to put a lightweight lift on it. I got some bigger tires that I want to put on it. I'm going to be doing some maintenance stuff on it. So if any of that interests you and you're not yet a subscriber, go on over there and mash that subscribe button. Over time, I'm going to turn this into what the fancy people would call an overlanding vehicle. I would call it a beach truck and a tow pig. Thanks for staying to the end. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me.